Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Dandavas, dear devotees. So first of all, let us each select the correct language, because we have a wealth of translators with us, and we'll be translating to different languages. And so do check your language setting. Oh, I'm seeing Darius. Darius, so good to see you. In Lithuania, we met the lady who gave you, I think, your first Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Maharaj. Nice to see you.
Wonderful. Yeah, and she's full of praise for you, by the way, and we all are. Keep on coming to the mat, and the devotees will be happy, and I'm sure you'll be happy too. Hare Krishna. All right, dear devotees. So we are being looked after. Who's our host? Udaran Prabhu, no? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj. I'm
Okay, so
here.
Udaran Prabhu is our host. Chaitanyamai Devirasi is translating into Portuguese for our Brazilian section and anyone who may be in Portugal. And Hari Gopal Prabhu is here a few meters away, and he's translating into Russian for devotees in the Russian-speaking languages. And also Jagannath Prabhu, he's translating into French. And Jagannath Prabhu, we've been discussing your logo today, and we'll get back to you soon. Little adjustment, I think, is good. Hare Krishna. Okay, so now, we're already recording, so we better start with our Vandeham, our Vandanam. And we've got here Garadha Pandit Prabhu live. And just so you know, we are in Latvia and in a wonderful retreat with wonderful people. They're all out at the bonfire just now. We just had our evening program with the Arati, Kirtan, Hare Katha reading from Loving Search for the Lost Servant, and Hari Haraya Namakrishna. So they've, what did you say? Migrated to the bonfire. And we've got our Gadadha Pandit Prabhu, who is very international. And I've met him just recently in Hungary, in Ireland, and now here very happily in the festival. And he's also going to migrate to the fire. So we'll hear him a little early on to let him join with the group of devotees here. So we are recording. Let's start with our short 4 verses of Vandanam, as we do. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitang Tam Sajivam Sarvetam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvijay Namaha. So Jai Srila Gurudev Srila Bhakti Sanda Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Srila Bhakti Rock Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. Vishwareni Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. And all of the assembled devotees and unlimited devotees everywhere ki Jai. Gaura Premanandi. Hari Hari. So we've been given the title for today, Real Service. I think that was the title. And so, where are we? Now it's blocked my path. let me quickly see. Oh, actual service is the title that's been given, and service, service, service. We know from Srila Guru Maharaj, his expression, how service is life-giving, real service, real service. It is life-giving and not life-depleting, not taking energy, but giving energy. And we'll get more energy by doing service, more capacity to do more service, and not only more in the terms of volume, but more in the terms of the quality of the service. And so with many things in our life, then there is something very subtle which is behind us. There is something very subtle which is giving us inspiration, giving us protection, and giving us opportunity. And this is the eye of the Lord, the eye of Guru, eye of Gauranga. They are seeing us. And we are also told that similarly with the developing the qualities of humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others, then we are brought into finer and better association. We will be allowed within such association. In other words, we will be brought into that better association. And so it is with service, with savor. As we do savor, we are seen, recognized that, okay, the savor is being done, and they're giving us extra opportunity for more savor, and you can say promotion, even though the devotees are not thinking promotion, but they're being given some special opportunities for more confidential, more responsible duties. So real savor is a great wonder. And I know that Kumkum has got things selected, and I know Sachidevi has, and probably others in Vila Govinda, where we've got a grand gathering of devotees. And but first of all, please let us come to Garadha Pandit Prabhu. And we're always nourished by his observations and by him being able to give also scriptural references for so many things. And remember the very classic conversation, the Ramananda Samvad between Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Roy. Mahaprabhu asked to Ramananda Roy to explain the gradation of devotees, the gradation of good things, better things, but then what is spiritual life, what is the goal of life, like this. But he said to explain with scriptural backing. So our Gadadhar Pandit Prabhu, he's one of those gifted souls who's able to give us some scriptural backing for so many of the things which we hear from Gurudev and Guru Maharaj. So pass over the microphone to you first, Prabhu, and then we'll come to the team online shortly.
I can just state this. There's no mic on my phone.
Oh, yeah, the mic's here, so
okay.
Just a little.
They can hear me, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Maharaj. It was interesting, Maharaj, just saying now about quoting scripture and, with respect, referring to how this is exactly what I was thinking, how to begin this little ad lib contribution to the topic of service by quoting scripture. My favorite scripture is Chaitanya Charitamrita, although I'm very biased towards the works of Gurudev, Param Gurudev, which are themselves scriptures. And in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, my favorite sections are the conversations between Mahaprabhu and his parishads, which is his intimate associates. And there's a few of them. Some of them are quite famous. The Ramananda Samvad, which Maharaj alluded to. There's also Rup Shiksha and Sanatan Shiksha. In Sanatan Shiksha, Mahaprabhu quotes a verse to Sanatan Goswami. Jivara Swarupa Hai, Krishnara Nitya Das, Krishnara Tatashta Shakti, Ved Abed Prakash. So this means that the Swarup, or the natural position we could say, the constitution, the makeup of the jiva, which means the individual unit of consciousness, you, I, everyone else. The constitution of every jiva is Krishnara Nitya Dasa. Nitya means eternal, Dasa means servant, and Krishna, of course, refers to Sri Krishna. So Mahaprabhu is telling Sanatana Goswami that this fundamental truth, the constitution of every living entity, is that they are a servant of Krishna. That is the first line of the verse. The second line says, Krishna tatashta shakti bed abed prakash. So further explaining the constitution of the jiva as tatashta, able to go either way. So although the constitutional position is to serve Krishna and Nityadas, there is the possibility of going somewhere else, because tatashta means the border zone, the marginal area. So something that is in the marginal area has a small element of free will, and with that free will comes the potential of going in the wrong direction. And when I say the wrong direction, it's serving the wrong thing. So this talk is about service, and it's about real service. So Mahaprabhu has outlined that if we want to be in our natural state as jiva souls, then the service needs to be directed in the appropriate direction. However, if the wrong choice is made, the tatashta vulnerability of making the wrong choice, then our service does not go away. It just goes in the wrong direction. So this is fake service. But we cannot avoid service. Service is going to apply whatever condition of life you're in. A husband serves the wife serves the husband, the parent serves the child, vice versa. The doctor serves the patient pays the doctor, which is a service. There is always service going on in the world, in one's life. But if it's not Krishnara das, service to Krishna, then that service will only mimic the results of service to Krishna. The results will be lacking in both quality and both quantity. So the whole endeavor of service, which is chasing our position as Krishna and Nityadas, is in this world a wild goose chase, ultimately. So how to deal with it? Rupa Goswami describes a concept called yukta vairagya, where you take this desire to serve, desire to interact and interface with others, to exchange energy, and you channel that towards Krishna's service. So it is not a dry renunciation. There's no need for seclusion. There's no need for tapasya. But there is a need to take what desires you have to serve, to interact with the environment and those who populate the environment, the persons of the environment, and channel that towards devotion to Krishna. And if you do that according to the rules, regulations, scripture, this is called Vaidhi Bhakti. And with the application, the consistent application of Vaidhi Bhakti in one's life, then slowly the heart will become purified and begin to take control of one's service life. It will become automatic, spontaneous, and love-filled, and this is called Raga Bhakti. And that, Raga Bhakti, is real service. Although we don't rush in, we follow Saraswati Thakur, whose one famous saying was, Matala Harijana Kirtana Range, Pujala Ragapata Go Ragabangi. So although this Raga Bhakti, this heart-fueled service, loving service to Krishna, is the real function of every soul, if you approach it too soon from a conditioned state, then you will conflate your material love, your material desires, for actual Krishna consciousness. So Saraswati Thakur advises, although we worship the Raga Bhakti, to hold it above our heads and do so in the company of devotees, which is what is happening here in Latvia at the moment, and is what is happening here on the Zoom right now. So thank you for having me.
Jai. Jai Gadadhar Pandit Prabhu. Jai. Much appreciated. And now he's off to the bonfire.
Yes.
where actually he's going to be hearing the Russian translation of this Zoom, because they're mainly the Russian speakers at the bonfire right now.
Right.
Okay, Prabhu. Yes.
Oh, that's Devananda Prabhu.
Yes.
Devananda Prabhu. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. All right.
All right. Thank God. Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj. Govinda, Govinda. Okay, I can hear Govinda, Govinda being translated to Russian too. And Mukunda Prabhu sending his obeisances. I'm taking a quick look in the chat box. And Tunga Rasa Devinasi, she's putting in a quote here, Srila Govinda Maharaj in Golden Reflections. And I wonder what the quote is. Okay, am I the one to read it aloud? Maybe. Okay, I'll read Tunga Rasa Devi's quote, and then we'll pop over to Vila Govinda Ashram. And then after popping over to Vila Govinda Ashram, we're going to pop over to London to Sachi Devi, because I know she's got some things there. And I think that Pandita, she's at the fire at the moment too. So she's there. All right. So Tunga Rasa Devi Dasi has given us from Srila Gurudev in Golden Reflections. Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj speaking. In our practicing life, some disturbance must always come, but we don't care for that. One who tries to serve must receive some disturbance in this mundane world. Oh dear, Tungarasiri, you're making us fearful. One who does not try to serve will not be disturbed. It's a good job we're not looking after our own self-interest here, isn't it? Maybe we should be reading this a little later on about after hearing the glories of real service. So one who does not try to serve will not be disturbed. He will simply be alone, chanting on his beads without trying to exert any effort to serve. In such a way, he will remain without disturbance and without progress. But one who takes to the service life must receive some disturbance, and that is also one kind of good symptom. If a sportsman runs but does not feel any pain in his legs, then that kind of running is not sufficient for him. It means he is not trying hard enough, and he won't win the race in that way. With a relaxed mood, service is not possible for the beginners. Service is always difficult, and who can do that must be benefited. Yes, I should have read that at the end, because we're going to hear the glories and the super benefit, in fact, of devotional service. And we know exactly what Srila Gurudev is referring to, because in this material world, we will always face challenges which we must overcome. We must face challenges in our devotional life. We must face challenges in any life. But this is what Srila Gurudev is referring to here. And so we must always go forward. And real service, and then I'm sure that Kumkum and Chinmoy Dev Prabhu and others in the assembly there in Vila Govinda have something ready. And we also have several excerpts, etc. And it's a subject matter which we should really take note of, take to heart, because we want to do real service. We want to chant the name properly. We want to associate properly with the devotees. And as I'm sure we're going to find out, that service must be done to the devotees of the Lord. It's not just us and Krishna. But I think we'll hear on this subject from Vila Govinda Ashram, kindly. Click.
To you, Maharaj, and to all of the Vaishnavas, we're so fortunate to hear on this subject. It's so very important for us to get some understanding. And as Srila Saraswati Thakur explains here, It reminds me very much of what we used to hear a lot in the early days of ISKCON. And there was a quote that that Krishna says, one who is says he is my devotee is not actually my devotee, but one who says he's the devotee of my devotee, he is my devotee. And so I had always assumed, apparently many people did, that that's from Bhagavad Gita, and it is not exactly, but the most beautiful place where I found that today is on one of the pillars in the rear of the Temple of Pure Love and Affection in Navadvip of Srila Gurudev. And it's quoted there, carved in stone, Ye me bhakta jana parata na me bhaktas chate jana mad bhaktanam chaye bhaktas te me bhakta tamam mataha. Those who are my direct devotees are actually not my devotees, but those who are the devotees of my servant are factually my devotees. And this is from, as I'm sure you know very well, Maharaj, Sri Adi Purana. It's also quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, and directly quoting the Adi Purana. And also, I did find something that perhaps no one else has ever read. It's from a transcript when Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada was speaking on his book, Nectar of Devotion, which is Hari Bhakti Vilas. Wait. Yes. And when Srila Prabhupada is explaining, Krishna is satisfied more when a devotee worships his devotee. Krishna says, if one is worshiping me and one is worshiping my devotee, then the person who is worshiping the devotee, he's more important than the person who is worshiping Krishna. And then he went on to discuss 3 of the verses in the Sri Gurvastak, which we sing every morning. The verse, Yasha Prasad, Bhagavat Prasado, that one is explaining the best devotee is the spiritual master, and he is the representative of God. And also Sakshat Hari Twain Nasanamasta Shastri, he is as good as Hari. And Saksatari Twainasamasta Shastri, he's worshipped as good as the Supreme Person, not artificially, but in all the Shastras it's recommended. So actually we are hearing about this. It's very, very substantial point that we're hearing from. We're constantly trying to learn this point. And there was another part at the end of this particular article by Srila Saraswati Thakur, where he goes into the so-called the correction when the spiritual master makes a correction, which he's humbly placing himself as a recipient of a correction from his guru. He calls it a strike. He says, through the strike I have received from Sri Gurudev, I have understood that if the people of this world are not struck down in the same way, they will not become conscious. Their proper awareness will not come about. And it's amazing to think of his humility that he can bring this out for us. But I found in Dignity of the Divine Servitor, Srila Gurudev brings this example. In this mundane world, we can also learn something by looking at the family attitude. Many kinds of boys, girls, men, and women live in a family, but the responsibility of the head of the family is to maintain everybody by teaching, supplying, and taking what is necessary for their benefit. The family head must do everything with full affection. He may sometimes chastise them, but behind is working the mood of affection. So it was very sweet to have this happy acceptance of being trained properly by our guru as vital for us.
Jai. Thank you, Kumkum Devidasi. And before, I just had the thumbnail. Now I have you on the screen. And I can see Munindra Mohan Prabhu is sitting there very humbly and quietly. And we see Shantimoy is serving. She's doing real service, sewing for the deities in the sewing room there. And Leelamoy Prabhu has migrated from London to Leela Govinda. And Savitri has migrated from being on holiday with her family to Leela Govinda. And Chinmoy Prabhu is at home also. And under the affectionate care also of Munindra Mohan, Krishna Kanta, Madhurananda Prabhu, and somebody else is there. I don't know who else is there. Krishna Kanta Devidasi. Oh, here's Madhurananda Prabhu. Oh, you're back. Okay, I saw your posts. Looking very wonderful. Jai. So anyhow, yes, and service to the devotees. This is all important. So, Munindra Prabhu, would you like to say a few words? Real service is the theme for today.
I heard, yes, very important. Always check if we are doing real service or fake service. Means bhakti or karma. So we always act, doing many things, but where is our mind, where is our heart? And I'm thinking, okay, we have this big frame of Sankirtan, which is our reference, our horizon, where we try to move in our service life, which is Mahaprabhu inaugurated, the Sankirtan movement. We all try to participate, to contribute that in the line of Saraswati Thakur, Guru Maharaj, Guru Dev. But then that is very broad, and then we need some more specific indication. Then Gurudev graciously gives some specific service to us, and we try to do that. And in the perspective, as Gadadhar Prabhu said, with this attitude of our style of our mat, which is summarized in that shloka, Puja Ragapati Gauravabhange, no, Matala Rijana Kirtana Range Puja Ragapati Gauravabhange, and try to serve in the Sankirtan movement with the aspiration of Ragamarga, with the worship from far, the Ragamarga devotee, perfect devotee in the higher atmosphere. But we try to serve in the regulated service area. And I remember I asked you, Maharaj, how we can be in the Vidimarga as low-born Western Malacha, really? How we can be in the Vedic regulative service atmosphere? And you told me our Vaidhi is Sankirtan. And I still remember that. I'm still thinking about that. Because it's our Yuga Dharma, is our sacrifice for this age. So although doesn't look like so much regulated, the Sankirtan, because it's kind of dance and sing and glorifying the Lord, chanting his name, doesn't look like so much regulated. But he has his rules, no doubt, and it is the Yuga Dharma. So it's very nice frame. I'm just speaking like this stream of consciousness. It's a very nice frame, big frame, and then more specific frame. And always we have to check and pray if our action is actually bhakti or karma, because we cannot not to act. As a living entity, we always act. But what we are doing, why we are doing, and we are really pleasing Gurudev or not? And also that remind me the theme that in the 9 process of bhakti, sometimes Atmani Vedana is in the beginning, sometimes in the end. But actually, Guru Maharaj pointed out that it's necessary to be little Atmani Vedana from beginning. Otherwise, what we are doing, so many things, we are just agitated some ghee lamps, we are ringing a bell, we are cooking some nice dal with nice masala. But if there is not like self-giving in the background, the posture of our heart, is that service or not? So it's very safe if we always pray a little bit. I'm preaching to myself. If I pray every day to be focused in that purpose, to be Gurudev's property, be Krishna's servant, as Gadadhara also pointed out. This is our original position. And nothing else, no other identification. So that's my contribution, preaching to myself, actually. Dandavato.
Yes, Chinmoy Deshu.
Okay, Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams to everyone. Just a short contribution while we wait for Sachi Devidasi to figure out the technology of this modern world, which we're using right now for the service of the Vaishnavas, for the service of the devotees. And just one Bengali expression that always comes to mind is if Krishna is angry, is a Bengali expression. If Krishna is angry, Guru can save you. And we can see this in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mahaprabhu, he's coming with his Sudarshan Chakra and he wants to kill Jagai Madai. But who stops him? Guru stops him. Nityananda Prabhu says, no, these are very good people. Please don't kill them. But we also see the opposite, because that's the first part. If Krishna is angry, Guru can save you. But if Guru is angry, Krishna will not save you. So we also see this with Durvasi Muni and Ambarish Maharaj. Durvasi Muni made some offense, did something wrong. The Sudarshan Chakra automatically appeared and chased Durvasi Muni throughout the universes probably. And he went to Brahma, he went to Vishnu, he went to Shiva, he was going everywhere begging that please help him, because the Sudarshan Chakra was behind and chasing him, ready to kill him. And in the end, I can't remember who told him, but someone told him, you must go back to Ambarish Maharaj. You must go back to the devotee of the Lord and ask for his forgiveness. So Krishna was not interested in saving Durvasi Muni, but when he asked forgiveness from the Vaishnava, then the Sudarshan Chakra stopped. So we see here that the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the supreme position of a servitor of the Lord, of a devotee of the Lord. And this is really the entrance into the spiritual realm. Like Gadadhara mentioned, this famous shloka, saying that the natural position, constitution of the soul is an eternal servant of Krishna. But there is one shloka from Kulashekar, Sri Kulashekar, very famous devotee, often quoted in Sri Prapanam Jivanam Rita. And it goes as, because we have to know what kind of servitor we want to be, what kind of servant we should be. And so he states, Tavad Brita Parichakanana Brita Britasya Britam Itimam Smara Lokana. So he's saying, and really everybody should look at this translation, he's saying, I am the servant of the Vaishnava. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the Vaishnava. And I am a servant of the 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 Vaishnava's servant. Did you get all the servants correctly? So it's showing the position of what a Vaishnava, how a Vaishnava thinks, is that They want to take the lowest position. They want to be the lowest servitor. And so we also have to take that position. Because our ultimate goal, where is it? It's Goloka Vrindavan, where everything is infinitely times more qualitative and quantitative, pure and pure than us. And so Srila Sridhar Maharaj would say that in that land we will have to walk on our head because everything in there is worshipable. And so when we come into that land, that is the mood that we need to take is one of service. Service to the service to the servant, to the servant, to the servant, to the servant of the Vaishnava. The lowest position is what we want to seek. And this service, as Maharaj stated in the beginning, is life-giving. It's not life-depleting. The opposite of this mundane world. So in the mundane world, we work a lot. We work for our whole life. And then at the end, what happens? We get to retire and not work anymore. This is the goal of most mundane people in this world. To work a lot, so not to work anymore. This is the goal. But for the Vaishnavas, for the spiritualists, it's exactly the opposite. We work a lot, we work all our life, and what do we get in return? More work. No retirement, no retirement for the Vaishnava. Continuous service, again and again. More service. When we show that we have a desire to serve, more capacity will come for us to serve. And Srila Govinda Maharaj, he was commenting on this, and always he would think when the service, more and more responsibility was coming to him, more service responsibility, he was always thinking of Srila Sridhar Maharaj. He was doing this for Srila Sridhar Maharaj. This was his service to him, and he was joyous that he was able to receive this service to offer it to Srila Sridhar Maharaj, to do on his behalf. So this is the type of mood of a pure Vaishnava, that service is our life, and that we continuously are hoping to again and again be engaged in some service life. And where does that engagement comes from? It comes from the Vaishnavas. It comes from the devotees. With association of the devotees, we will be naturally given some service. And hopefully, if we are fortunate, we will be given some responsible service. The quickest means to attain some type of connection with that service world is through some responsible service. And here we have now 3 very good examples: Hari Gopal Das, Chaitanya Moy, and Jagannath Das Prabhu, who regularly are doing this service, and it's a great benefit to the devotees. And we can see that, like Chaitanya Mai, for example, she's been in the mission for a very long time, and here she's becoming a servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. And how glorious is that? So I don't know if she's come back yet. Seems Sachi Devi has now just disappeared.
No, Sachi is available now.
Okay,
She can't get the video on, but we can hear from her. So that's fine.
Jagrati.
So Sachi Devi, just unlock your, turn on your microphone rather, and we should be able to hear you. Udaran Prabhu, do you need to unlock her phone for her? You're the host.
No, but I don't see like a Sachi. Is it like an iPhone too?
Oh, I don't know. I just called her. Well, she said she's ready, but she couldn't get the video to work. Let me just call her and see. In the meantime, okay, no, I'll call her immediately because she answered. Maybe.
Next.
Sachi Devi, we can't identify you there, but I tell you what, you're on the speaker phone. Let's see whether we get a thumbs up that they can hear you speaking if you just speak now on the phone.
Okay. Oh,
So speak. We,
well, I've switched off my iPad.
it's okay.
And
They
there
can
might-
hear you nicely. I've got the thumbs up. They can hear you off my
Yeah?
phone. Yes. So just speak now. Yeah.
Okay, but the text has to come from the iPad, and I just switch it off, and now it has to be switched. Oh, I have it now. Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience.
It's okay, Sachi. I think every one of us here knows all these challenges. None of us were born knowing how these things work, and they're
I'm sorry.
all have a different nature, these machines.
Yeah, but I think something is wrong there. But Maharaj, oh yeah, the title is Actual Service, and I think with my poor fund of knowledge is like there are many departments of that service, and I wanted to start with Sarva Dharmam Parityajam Mam Ekam Sharanam Braja Aham Tvam Sarva Pabepyo Moksha Yishma Yami Ma Sucha. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 1866, whatever forms of duty you have, come to me alone. I'm everything to you. This is the greatest assurance that has ever been found, so clearly and boldly expressed by Krishna. The Lord is present everywhere, direct and indirect. Everything is meant for Krishna, and we become one with this interest. You will get full satisfaction, and everything undesirable, sinful, and reactionary will vanish. This is the conclusion and solution for every living entity and for all problems in the world and all worlds. The spiritual mind.
Oh dear. Well, I have a good connection. Now, about London's internet.
Core.
Sachi Devi, everything good? We lost you. Oh, we're losing you again and again. Have you got do not disturb turned on your phone? That will be needed. Otherwise, when people call you, you're going to be disturbed. Hare Krishna. Okay, so I think that we're not being very successful with Sachi's connection this week.
Marge, maybe we can open it up to questions or comments from the gallery,
Yeah.
if anybody.
Oh, look, yes, any questions or comments? And by the way, again, I got to say, I love Malati Priya's thumbnail. I mean, it's great when we see her, but when we see a sign to Vrindavan and a sign to Govardhan, then we're definitely transported to somewhere 4 kilometers from Vrindavan and 20 kilometers from Govardhan. Now we're going to see on the map where we are, somewhere deep in the spiritual world, that's for sure. Hare Krishna. Yes, any question from anyone? Oh, chat box. Something's in the chat box. Popped in. Oh, Sadhvi. Sadhvi is giving us repeated obeisances and bowing her head. So that's very wonderful. Okay, so for the translators, then we do have some comments. No, not some comments, some excerpts within the file that we share with you. And if we come to number 5, Yes, number 5. Here's a short comment, and it's related to this real service theme, but it did jump out at me. Srila Guru Maharaj, in Sermons of the Guardian of Devotion, Volume 3, and I'm saying 5 is for the translators, excerpt 5, that the devotee asks to Guru Maharaj, why don't the Gaudiya Vaishnavas use any yoga practices such as yoga asanas, pranayama, etc., in their service to Krishna? So people thinking, service, this is surely service to the Lord, some way like this. And then Srila Guru Maharaj replies, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas discard any artificial things. Sorry, hit the wrong button, all these electronic gadgets. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas discard any artificial things. God is within the heart, and that is the important part. We are to appeal to the heart and have transaction with the heart, and not that by manipulation of the natural forces that we shall gain some mystic power and try to exert that upon God. Is that a form of worship? For one who has a heart, the hearty transaction is the most natural, and that is service. Satisfaction is for the Lord. So what is the value of trying to gain some power from elsewhere, and by dint of that, to try to encroach upon Him? What is the result of doing yoga? It will give some power, but what effect can that power have on Him? None. We are not to try to exert our energy upon Him, but the opposite is necessary. We are to consider that we are the most fallen of the fallen and the meanest of the mean. I want your grace. Please accept me as a slave, as your meanest servant. This is the way to approach the higher, and not that we are to gather some power and by dint of that power jump on that superior entity. For that is not the process of getting Him, of receiving His favor. Favor is favor. The Lord is all complete and all perfect. If we want His favor, we must approach keeping ourselves in the meanest position. We have no position. We are nowhere. We are wholesale dependent upon Him. And this is our natural position, our constitutional position. We are wholly dependent upon Him. So any petition to Him, the Lord, must be with this temperament that I want your favor, your grace. Please accept me. I am so heinous, so sinful, and the meanest of the mean. But you are my best friend. You are my best friend. But neglecting you, I left and went somewhere else to search for my prospect. I was so mean. I am not only a sinner, but I am a traitor, a treacherous man. That's the mood. And then last sentence, Srila Guru Maharaj says, in this way, we are to go back to our highest and most affectionate friend. Hare Krishna. So that part, for one who has a heart, the hearty transaction is the most natural, and that is service. Hare Krishna. Govinda. Krishna Krishna. I'm looking to see if there's any questions or anything else in the chat box. But I
Maharaj,
don't-
maybe we can ask our Brahmachari Pandit to say a few words.
Our Brahmachari Pandit.
Oh, Chaitanya
So is this Mukunda Vilas or Leela Moy?
boy.
Not me for sure.
Hare Krishna.
Ah,
Leela Moy Prabhu, you've been voluntold as the devotional expression has become.
okay, my Danava pranams to all of you. Chimoy very merciful, always giving the opportunity to serve. Very sweet. Very sweet, Chimoy. So, service, this is the core of our life. And we were talking about specifically something, but it came in a conversation that everything can be contagious, and service it's one of these things. And when we are with the good, amazing servitors, we can be close to them, then we can be contaminated with their mood of service, and that's where we want to be. But maybe there's no around us, and not anyone around us with this mood of contamination service, but actually we have to provide this contamination for others also. Receive association and give association. Very, very important for our life. And being in this environment helps a lot to do the actual service. And we have to remember also that, I don't know if he's already said this, but service, seva, it's more 100%, maybe not 100%, but majorly internal, how we properly handle internally about the external. And we can be in the ashram surrounded by many opportunities of seva, but internally, if we are not connected, we are not doing the seva. But in the same, like in outside, we can be surrounded by so little opportunities of seva, but if we are connected internally with the mood of seva, we are really doing seva. And we should be very aware of everything that our masters, our gurus, Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Siddhanta Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and all other senior devotees, they are teaching us so many things related with that. And we should be aware that we have to really follow their instructions, and they're not just to listen and feel very beautiful because it's so beautiful things that we are hearing, but actually put in practice everything they are teaching us. Because if we are connected with the teachings of our gurus, we can be 100% that we are doing really the proper seva. And the proper seva is to really follow whatever they are telling us to do. And we are in a hope that by their grace, we can be more and more available for service, more or less in these lines. Jai.
Guru and Vaishnava.
Jai.
And by the way, we did get a couple of questions come in. Then Ananda Sarupini, she's asking, how can we check if our service is real or fake? Yes. Check with the Vaishnavas, check with Guru and Vaishnava. That really will be our reliable way. And really, we have so many good Vaishnavas who we can check in with, hear their opinions, and we've got Guru and Vaishnava. We've got this umbrella which we can keep over our heads so that we don't do the wrong things. We only try to do the right things. And our service, if it is being accepted by the Vaishnavas, then we can understand, yes, that's what we need, that the Vaishnavas are accepting my service. And Krishna is seeing that. And Mukunda Prabhu is saying how to overcome our fear of committing offense in our seva aparad. It is tricky to know all the rules and regulations, and at times I'm skeptical to trust even my own intention. Chant the holy name. Okay, my answer, that's the question. Chant the holy name, chant the holy name, chant the holy name with everything you do. This way, the chanting of the holy name will remove also the offenses to the chanting of the name. And all of the services have to be accompanied by the Lord's holy name. In this age, there is no other way, no other way, no other way. So, I mean, in brief, because we do have these questions at the very end, this is going to be our kind of theme of the answer, as well as sincerity is safe. And the other thing is, as we heard from Srila Guru Maharaj in the quote just now, it's a hearty transaction. And so we want to do things with our heart. We may not know the right mantras. We've just been listening to Srila Govinda Maharaj saying what kind of disasters happen when we chant mantras wrongly, which is why in Kali Yuga, we're not meant to be chanting lots of mantras. We can chant mantras as some formality, as we have been given by our masters. But we have one super mantra, which is the Maha Mantra. And that, in this mantra, we will just be careful to avoid the 10 offenses and come to the lotus feet of Nitai and Gauranga. In service to them, we are chanting the Maha Mantra. So, yes, Mukunda Vilasu, all is good. Don't you worry. Don't have fear. And by the way, Sachidevi is back in her form here. And so, Sachidevi, keep hold of your things for next week. Somehow the phone didn't quite work out. I think you got some phone calls coming in, perhaps. I'm not sure. But something, it wasn't the day for the connection. But don't give up hope. We'll have a trial run before next week's Zoom so that we've got everything working properly. All right. And by the way, I have another few quotes here, which I did line up. So Sachidevi has something lined up. I also have other things lined up. What can I say? Can I take 2 minutes? I've got some yeses. Okay, so here's 2 minutes, maybe overtime, or going to be 3 minutes. Srila Gurudev, and this is in the English, it's beginning, at the present time, we cannot do pure service. It's within excerpt 4 for the translators, like halfway down. New paragraph. Srila Gurudev saying, so this is short, dear devotees. At the present time, we cannot do pure service, and we cannot chant Krishna's name properly. For example, we know from Guru, Vaishnava, and Shastra that Krishna and Krishna Nam are the same. Then why do we not receive the result of Krishna himself appearing within our hearts when we chant Krishna Nam? We must consider this point. The result of chanting real Krishna Nam is that Krishna will appear in the heart. But Krishna is not appearing within our hearts. Therefore, we know we are not engaging in real Krishna Nama. Therefore, in our present position, we are in the stage of practicing. And this is also true for other forms of service. By practicing here, the force of our habit will put us in good standing. If we practice chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, then even while sleeping, that Hare Krishna mantra will appear within us. If we practice doing service, then also while sleeping, we shall think of service. But service is necessary, and chanting Hare Krishna gives us enthusiasm to serve. When we have direct service, then there is no problem. And through my Guru, it is possible. Gurudev will take all responsibility, and only our duty will be to serve him. And that will be good for us. And then, of course, there's more, but we can't read the whole book, especially when we're over time. But real service, we need to chant the Maha Mantra with the mood of service. Otherwise, it's like chanting. Shooting a gun with blank bullets that just makes the sound but not the substance within. So many references, so many things we've heard from our gurus, and so we want to aspire for real service, and we want to engage in the activities that our gurus have given us. This is our service. And Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, they're always encouraging us, even though the quote we had earlier on was saying we must face some difficulties if we do engage in real service. But don't be cowed down by that. Those difficulties, they are all with the backing of the Lord to help us quickly come to him and come out of this world. So we are all on the way. You are all wonderful. Stay hanging on, and help each of us to keep staying hanging on, and we'll all be back home sooner than you think, because that time, once we're at home, once the light is on, then it doesn't matter how long it's been dark. So once we're at home, we'll be back together, and I'm sure we will recognize each other, because that's been indicated in the scripture too. So, wonderful devotees, we are all aspiring together, we're practicing together, and let us have a good habit, and that will put us in good standing.
Jai Srila Bhakti-Rajan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai!
Oh dear, okay, it's obviously time to go, isn't it? Time to go. Jai Srila Gurudev Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Srila Bhakti Rokho Krida Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. All of our Guru guardians and Guru Varga ki Jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. And to all the Zoom devotees ki Jai. To the Baltic Festival 2026, which is going on as we speak, with the bonfire outside, and full night almost has come here where we are. And we are going to continue. And I think in Vila Govinda, perhaps they didn't take prasadam before the Zoom. That's why they're keen to continue that evening in Vila Govinda. Oh, you did take prasad. Okay, Savitri Devi Dasi. My thinking was wrong.
The deities, they look very tired.
Okay, the deities are tired. We're always thinking of the Lord. Jai Saprika Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhavika Gopinath Ju Ki Jai. Guru Gauranga Radha Gopinath Ju Ki Jai. Shri Giriraj Balagopal Ju Ki Jai. Of the devotees Ki Jai. And here Shri Giriraj Ki Jai and Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Okay, all devotees, wonderful devotees, my obeisances to you all. Vancha kalpatarubhishcha vipatunduya evata patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. All right. So I'm going to go out into the night to the bonfire. Excuse me, on my way. Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj, Jai to each of you. Wonderful team, wonderful devotees. Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.